Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel Read with Bindu. For today's video, we are going to do my August wrap up. I'm so excited for this video because I have had such great books in this month. Let's dive into it. Okay, the first book that I have is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. It was such a great book. If you have already watched my previous month's wrap up, I've read the first book in this series, Not in Love, and I was obsessed with the characters Eli and Rue. In this book, we have Maya and Hark, the characters from the first book. Maya is the brother of Eli and Hark is the best friend of Eli. It is an age gap romance. It's a summer romance. It has such great vibes. The angst, the earning, the pining. Oh my god, just thinking about it is making me blush. It's so cute. I gave it 4 stars. Okay, there was this one dialogue in this book when Hark says to Maya, I will never buy you flowers. She's like, oh, what do you mean? Why won't you buy me flowers? And he says, I would buy you a potted plant instead. I'm like, instant swoon. A guy who gets you a plant, a live plant instead of flowers, just take him. Do not leave him, ever. Okay, next up I have Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. It is, I have been saying it everywhere, so I was skeptical kind of going into it from the beginning also. But I still enjoyed the book. I wouldn't say it's a bad book or anything, but at certain places it kind of felt childish. It's about our 2 main characters who are teenagers in this high school. Our female lead, Shannon, she's going through so much at her house and at school also with bullying, abuse and whatnot. And our main character, Johnny, male lead, he is the captain of the football team. And on the first day of a school, literally, he kicks her with a ball accidentally. It's not on purpose or anything. That's how their meet cute is not so cute, isn't it? But since then, somehow their paths just keep on colliding and they cannot stop feeling for each other. That's what the entire story is about. It is a good book. It is cute and all, but it is kind of childish. It's not the best book you ever read or anything. Okay, the next book that I have is What a Duke Wants by Viola Gray. It is a Regency reverse harem book. If you can't already tell by all my videos, I love reverse harem books. It is a Regency book. I love Regency books also. I gave it 3 stars. It was a good book, but it did not have that wow factor and anything. I was not looking forward to finish it or anything. I've read many other good books in the same genre with the same themes and everything. So yeah, it was okay. Next up, I have 3 on a Match by Michelle Love. Again, this is a reverse harem book. I'm going to tell you the concept is so unique in this book. There is this nurse or doctor, I think she was taking a holiday on this cruise ship. And then there is this island on which 3 ex-criminals are staying on this island, ex-convicts. But they are cut out with connection with the entire outside world because obviously they're convicts, they don't want to get caught by the police or anything. And then they have a showdown with some other members on that island and one of them gets shot and seriously injured. And they are like, okay, we get to know that there is this doctor on this cruise ship. Let's just get her to treat this guy. They go to her, they explain the situation and she's like, okay, I'll come. I don't know, there's some random 2 dudes who even tell her that they are ex-convicts and they're like, we want you to come and save a friend. I don't know how dumb she is. She just agrees. And then they take her to the island. Then she falls in love with all the 3 dudes. I'm like, what? But you know, ex-convicts on an island, the concept was so good. I thought it is going to be a banger, but it disappointed me so much. I gave it 2 stars. I did not understand why they were falling for each other. I did not get the feelings between them. And I did not get how dumb can a girl be. So yeah, not for me. Next up, I have The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick. Okay, The Night and the Moth, it was so hyped up all over Bookstagram and BookTube. When I read about the plot summary of this book, I was so excited for this because it kind of gave me the vibes of Crimson Moth, which I really loved, also known as Heartless Hunter series. But when I went into the books, I don't know, it did not deliver that much. It has the similar vibes. We have a female lead who is the chosen woman and we have a male lead who is her knight. The romance plays a big part in this book also, but I did not feel the chemistry at all between the characters. I'm so sorry if you love this book. I know a lot of people really enjoyed and devoured this book. But one positive thing is I loved the Gargoyle character. It was so funny. Gargoyle must be my favorite character in the entire book and that's saying something. And also I felt like I've read a lot of other books with similar plot which were a lot better. So yeah, it was a 3-star read for me. Next up, I have read Divine Travels by Rebecca Ross. It has been on my TBR since many years, and then recently a bookstagrammer, Vivi the Reader. If you're not following her, you have to follow. She's so amazing. Her art is so good. She annotates in her books and draws this art of the characters or the incidents related to the books. It's just so amazing. Just follow her blindly. You will not regret it. She was telling about this book to me and I was instantly drawn to it and then immediately picked it up in the previous month. I'm so glad I picked it up because it was such a beautiful and poetic book. There are these two people, two teenagers who are working in a journal company or publishing company. I must say they're journalists or writers. And then they are fighting for this one single promotion. Eventually one of them gets it. The other character, her brother, is fighting in the war. There's a war kind of going on in this kingdom. So she goes to the war as a war correspondent. She joins another publishing company and she goes as a war correspondent. That's what the entire story is about. And then it kind of has enemies to lovers vibe also between our two main characters. And there is kind of this mystery magical element. There is this typewriter, two typewriters, one is with a female lead, one is with a male lead, but they do not know about it. Whatever letters they are typing and posting through the typewriter, it reaches the other person no matter where they are in the entire world. That's how they communicate with each other without knowing that they already know the other person. The entire book just flows like a magical river. I cannot even tell you how beautiful it is. You have to read it if you're someone who is into fantasy magical books. Okay, next up I have read Gorge of Malice by Reena Kent. What can I say? This book disappointed me so much. This is my first ever Reena Kent book. Everyone has been craving about Reena Kent books. People just love her so much. So I thought, let me just give her a try. And then this Legacy of God series is one of the most hyped up series of her. So I started with the first book naturally. But did I like it? No, not at all. The main lead, he's so abusive, he's so toxic, he's so full of himself, he thinks he's a god, literally. He says multiple times, I'm God, I'm your God, to the female lead. I'm like, dude, shut up, shut the F up. I was so pissed off by him, I was so annoyed, I just wanted to punch him. Trust me, I'm not a violent person in real life, but when I was reading this book, I just wanted to kick him and punch him constantly. Our female lead, I felt so sorry for her. She is going through so much in her life. She recently lost one of her closest friends and she's going through so much trauma and suicidal thoughts even. And that's when he enters her life and he just makes it much worse. I do not know how people are liking him or liking the book even. I gave it 2 stars. I do not recommend at all. Okay, next up I have Their Bounty by K.A. American. Again, this book also such an interesting premise. Our main character, he is an albino. He is trafficked because of his looks. He is sold off by his own best friend. Someone puts up on the dark web, someone puts up a request that they want an albino for like a huge amount, and his best friend eventually sells him off to human traffickers. And he is put in this building as a prisoner, and that's when our 4 other main leads who are ex-military, they come to this building. They have a rivalry with the guy who is owning this building. So they come there and they eventually find our character and they rescue him. He is now under their protection. He is like, okay, please take me to the safety of New York. I have some friends there. They will take care of me. But until then, I'm not sure if somebody is going to hunt me or not. So they will be like, okay, we'll take care of you until you reach your safe destination. But eventually they fall for each other in the process. But you know what? It all happens so fast. I did not get it all why they were into each other. Our guy who was trafficked, who was abused so much, I do not know how he can trust some other dudes so fast and so easily. It just didn't make sense to me. I gave it 1 star. It's such a bummer because I had such high hopes for it. Next up, I have read The Fury by Alex Michaelides. It is a thriller book. I have read The Silent Patient by him, the same author, and I really loved it. So I gave another book of him another chance. The premise is there are this group of friends, set of friends, who go to this private island in order to celebrate a vacation or something. And then one of them is murdered and they try to discover who is the person who murdered them. That's what the entire story is about. If you have read And Then They Were None by Agatha Christie, it has similar vibes. It is almost same. I would say that book was much better. If you want to read it, I would recommend read Agatha Christie's book. At the same time, the narration is kind of off. I don't know why the narrator is so unreliable. I just hate it when the narrator does it. I did not like it at all. I gave it 3 stars. Next up, I have White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Oh my god, usually I do not pick up short books because I feel like they kind of lack that emotional depth. I do not get connected to the characters that easily. But this book, it surprised me. I was so invested in it. I was so, what can I say? It invoked so many emotions in me, such passion in me. I have very, very strong opinions regarding this book. I really loved it. It talks about multiple stages of falling in love or beyond that also. Let's say the yearning and compassion, and also if you're away from it, the loneliness and the depression that you face. It's just so intense. It's so good. You have to check it out. Next up, I have Vegetarian by Han Kang. Just thinking about this book, it's making me think of a lot of things that I don't even know what. It just feels like an abstract painting. There is no particular set of things happening. You cannot say you cannot pinpoint this is what I like or this is what I do not like about this book. It's subjective to every single reader, and it screams patriarchy. There are so many disturbing things happening in this book. Let me tell you the premise. There is this South Korean woman, Hyung Hee. She wants to give up meat one day suddenly after waking up after a dream. But then the people around her in the surroundings, their life is all spiraled after her decision. Her own life is spiraled after her decision. You know, in South Korea, eating meat is such an integral part of their culture. But the entire book is so interesting, you know. We never get the POV of a main character. The book is divided into 3 different parts from 3 different characters: her husband, her sister, and her brother-in-law. But we never get to see the POV of her own, and it's so interesting. The book is so intriguing. It makes us think of so many important issues in the society or preconceived notions in the society. But let me tell you, please read the trigger warnings. It is very, very disturbing. It is not a cup of tea for everyone. But I really loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Next up, I have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I absolutely love this book. It is a thriller. The premise is there is this couple who are kind of facing issues in their marriage, you can say. But suddenly one day the wife disappears and the guy is searching for her wife. The police is involved. Everyone is kind of searching for his wife. The police also kind of suspect the husband also, like any other case. I do not know what to say without giving spoilers, how to explain the story without giving the spoilers. But it's worth a read according to me. I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I know many people hated the ending. As I was reading the reviews, I got to know. But I think that was the perfect ending. It kind of make absolute sense to me that it is how it is going to end. You know what I mean if you have already read the book. Okay, next up I have Convenience Store Women by Sayaka Murata. It is about this Japanese woman who is socially awkward. She is 36-year-old and she works in a convenience store or a general store, you can say. She has been working here since many years, almost 10 plus years, and everyone finds it odd, you know, like why would, like, usually teenagers would work in convenience store or many other people will work part-time. She works full-time here. So people are like, why are you not looking for any other job? Why are you wasting your life off here? But she is like, I'm good at it. I'm good at what I'm doing. I have a set of rules here that I'm very good at following. Why wouldn't I do this? I love my job. I'm happy doing it. Why wouldn't I do it? But she has this constant pressure from her sister, from her family and the society to get a partner, to get married and to find a job and whatnot. This entire book, it has lot of symbolisms and lot of themes that talks about the patriarchal notions, the pre-existing societal norms. It is such an interesting read. You know what? While I was reading the book, I thought it was a 4-star for me. But I kept on thinking about it again and again after reading it after a few days also. I think it's a 5-star read for me. It is a must read. Next up, I have God of Fury by Reena Kent. Again, after reading God of Malice, I was like, okay, let me give Reena Kent another chance. God of Fury is an MM romance book. I love MM romance, so I was like, maybe I would like this book. I did love this book better than the other one, but it still has a lot of dub-con, non-con elements, and it just, why do most of the dark romance authors hate consent so much? Consent is the most sexiest thing ever. Like, please, let's not derail consent on the name of dark romance. But that aside, I absolutely love the dynamic between the characters, their push and pull, their angst. It's just, wow, it's amazing. But you know what, despite all those beautiful elements, the things that I usually love, it has a lot of abusive things that I cannot look past. I gave it 3 stars. Okay, next up I have Emma by Jane Austen. Wow, what a classic between all these dark romance books. So, you know what, I have a love and hate relationship with classics. Coming to Emma, we have a main character, Emma, who is playing a matchmaker in her society. She wants to set up all the women in her life or the friends in her life with respectable young man and make sure that they have a good make sure that they have a decent match which will make them happy. That's the story is about. I really love the book, I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? Every single time I read a classic, it happens that I love the plot, I love the characters, I love the writing. But there are multiple times where I struggle. I literally struggle to keep going because either the pacing is kind of slow or the writing is so beyond my head. I'm like, I know the writing is different because the periods are different, the ages are different, 1900s and 2000s. Maybe the future generations will face the same thing while reading the books of our times. So I'm still confused. Emma, it's either a 4 or 5 star read for me. It's kind of like 4.5 I can say. Maybe in the future, if I'm thinking more and more about it, then I'll give it 5 stars. I don't know. It's 4 stars for now. Next up I have As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Kato. This is such a heartbreaking book. It is about our main character who is a doctor in Syria, in war-torn Syria. The revolution is going on. The military has taken up the dictatorship and all these people from the side of revolution are fighting for their freedom. We have continuous bombing situations where the military is bombing schools, hospitals, innocent houses, innocent people and whatnot, and people are being tortured. Whoever is part of revolution, if they catch them, they are put in kind of this detention camps and they are tortured like anything, to the point that people pray that they're dead before they're caught by the military. Like, it's such a dire and heartbreaking situation. The entire book is so sad. I was barely 30 pages into the book when I already started crying. And initially I was confused by reading the name As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow, and then I did a little bit of research, and lemons or lemon trees signify hope and resilience in Syria, and that just broke my heart because this entire situation is hopeless. I'm surprised that it has a happy ending. If you're worried that, if you're someone who is worried about that, do not worry. But the entire book, it has so many vivid and graphic details of what's happening on war-torn countries, the ground reality of war. Our main character at multiple times, she also talks about how the rest of the world is sleeping peacefully when their homes are just being shattered, just being bombed. And innocent children, people are just dying in their sleep, and oh my god, I'm going to cry if I talk a little more about this book. But it is easily a 5 star read for me. You have to read it. Next up I have Kiss the Villain by Reena Kent. Again, this is a romance book by Reena Kent. You know what? Reena Kent has one single formula. She just copy pastes every single thing in each of her book. That's what I have understood by reading 3 of her books, because the story is same, the writing is very repetitive. It was annoying me so much. I don't know why the writing is so repetitive. I think it would have been half the pages if not for that. And it also has the typical abusive elements, non-consent elements. No, not for me. 2 star read. Next up I have Boyfriend by Friday by Riley Fox. Again, this is a romance book. It kind of has a grumpy sunshine vibes and workplace enemies to lovers vibe. There are these 2 guys in this office who kind of do not get along. They kind of get into this fake dating relationship for a work trip because their boss is like, oh, you don't have work-life balance, you don't have any personal life at all. I don't know why their boss would care about their personal lives. It doesn't make sense, but it's whatever. So they kind of get into this fake dating relationship and they kind of fall for each other. It's a cute story. I gave it 3 stars. Next up I have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. It's actually a reread for me. You already know my rating, it's 3 stars. But I have reread it because I wanted to do a full-length YouTube video in it. So it's going to come very soon. Stay tuned. Next up I have Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. Again, it is a reread for me. I have read it a few years ago. But then recently I have been seeing so many quotes or memes about this book and I was kind of feeling left out. And I picked it up again. It is a 5 star read for me. We have our 2 main characters who are enemies to lovers, childhood enemies to lovers. It's so cute and it's just such a cute book. Next up I have Never Lie by Frida McFadden. Again, Frida McFadden books. I'm officially saying it, they're so overhyped. This Never Lie, actually I was buddy reading with one of my Instagram friends, Tales of SPB. Please follow him, he is amazing as well. And he guessed the entire plot within like maybe first 10 chapters of the book. I'm not even kidding. Because the plot twists are not that unpredictable or anything. Some of the twists are easily predictable. There are so many other books and movies and literature which already has those twists, which are predictable, and the other twists which are not predictable because it doesn't make any sense. They're just random. Whatever is happening, that's what the twists are. That's why you are unable to predict it. That's not the telltale of a good writing. It's just bad writing. The writing is so juvenile at times and the characters are not likable at all and they make such dumb decisions in all of her books. The other books I still like them, but this book was so many things are happening, so many random things are happening which doesn't make sense. I was so annoyed. I felt like my entire Sunday was ruined because I read this book. It's not like bad or anything, but it's just too overhyped. I gave it 3 stars. If you're someone who is new into thrillers, maybe that's good read for you. Okay, next up I have When You Were Counting the Stars by Divya Sri Dasagiri. It's actually an ARC review. It's a debut author. It's a first book, I think. It is a fantasy enemies to lovers kind of book. So we have a main character who is living in this magical world and magical kingdom, but she doesn't have any powers. But then randomly one day she comes across this guy who tells her, no, you do have powers, but you are cursed by someone because of which you are not able to access the powers. So they spend some time together over the period, and slowly she gets her powers back. The entire story is so magical. The characters are so awesome. The entire book, there are such cute doodles for every single chapter. It's so mesmerizing. I gave it 4 stars. Next up, I have The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It is such a great thriller. I would absolutely recommend if you are a thriller lover. We have this set of group of teenagers who are recruited by FBI who have this natural talents either to study the people or profile the people or say if one person has the ability to say if someone is lying or not. So every person has their own ability. So our main character, her mother was actually murdered many years ago by someone. So she wants to find out about her killer and she wants to help other people going through such scenario as well. The entire story is such a page turner and so gripping, and I love the characters also. The dynamic is so awesome. I gave it 4 stars. Oh, okay, we're done. That's all I have. Total 23 books I have read in this month. Oh my god, it's just awesome. Oh my god, it's just awesome that day by day I'm getting more and more time to read the more I'm reading. I'm totally loving it. Let me know in the comments below if you have any books in common, if you have read any of these books, if you have loved them or hated them. Do not forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.